Adore is a Adore is a global network of students and young professionals like yourselves, all passionate about inspiring youth to make a positive impact. We connect you with established professionals and offer a platform to learn from their journeys. Now, on behalf of Team Maverick and Adore, we are thrilled to welcome you to this webinar on the role of empathy in communication. To make this session even more engaging, we kindly request everyone to switch on their cameras. And now, the moment we all have been waiting for, our esteemed guest speaker for tonight is Mr. Anania Pascal Moto. Mr. Anania Pascal Moto is a BSc graduate, procurement and supply chain management, strategic and sourcing logistics professional. Mr. Anania, it's a true honor to have you with us today. We are all eager to gain valuable insights from your expertise. Mr. Anania, the floor is yours.
Okay. Thank you. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Okay, I'm Mr. Anania Moto from Tanzania, Dar es Salaam. As the previous speaker has spoken, today we are going to discuss the importance of empathy in communication and how empathy can improve conversation and relationships. Introduction to empathy. In this webinar, we are going to have 5 objectives. By the end of this webinar, the audience should be able to understand the meaning of empathy, communication, conversation, and relationship. Number 2, types of empathy. Number 3, practical ways of showing empathy in communications. Number 4, we have to understand if we are empathetic persons. The last one is how empathy can improve conversation and relationship. We are going to look on the definition of terms, which is found on our main title. Number 1, empathy. Empathy is the ability to understand and share feelings of others, almost like stepping into their shoes. It involves recognizing someone else's emotions, imagining how they feel, and responding with care and compassion. Now, key point, empathy differs from sympathy, which is more about feeling pity and sorrow for someone else's hardship without necessarily experiencing the emotion yourselves. Communication. This is a process of exchanging information, thought, and feelings between people through spoken or written words, gestures, expressions, or body language. It is a fundamental way we connect, understand, and influence each other. Communication also, it involves being a good listener. Relationship is a connection between two or more people defined by emotional bonds, interactions, and mutual influences on each other's life. Relationships can take many forms, such as friendships, family bonds, romantic partnerships, or professional relationships. Conversation is just simply an exchange of ideas, thoughts, or information between two or more people. It can be spoken, written, or even non-verbal, like through gestures or face expressions. We are going to look on the types of empathy. We have number 1, cognitive empathy. This is understanding someone's thought and emotions without necessarily feeling them yourself. It is the ability to see things from their perspective intellectually. Number 2, emotional or affective empathy. This is when you physically feel the other person's emotions. If someone is sad, you might feel their sadness within yourself. The third one, compassionate empathy. This form of empathy goes beyond understanding and feeling. It leads to a desire to help. It's an active response to someone's suffering, often motivating us to take action. Now, we have practical ways of showing empathy in communication. Number one, in our daily lives, when we are communicating with people or our colleagues or our fellows, this is a practical ways of showing empathy through communications. Number one, active listening. Pay full attention, avoid interrupting, and provide feedback that shows you are engaged. So, sometimes someone just needs you to listen. So it's very best to be an active listener. Non-verbal cues, eye contact, nodding, and a calm tone can show that you are empathetic and often to other person's thoughts. Number three, reflect and validate. Repeat what the other person has said to confirm, understand, and validate their feelings. For example, you can say, it sounds like you are feeling overwhelmed by this situation. Last one, ask questions. Show genuine interest in their perspective by asking thoughtful, open-ended questions. Now, this is just a simple exercise which can help us to determine ourselves if we are empathetic persons in our lives. You can just simply ask this question yourself. Like, are you a good listener? Do you easily tune into others' emotions? Do you care deeply about others' well-being? Do you judge quickly? Do people trust you with their feeling? Do you feel strong emotion for others? Are you patient with others' mistakes? Through these simple questions, you can ask yourself, and you can know yourself if you are an empathetic person or not. Now, we are going to look on how empathy can improve conversation and relationship. Number one, enhances understanding. Empathy grasps not just the words someone is saying, but emotions behind them. It allows us to connect with the speaker on deeper level. For example, if a friend says, I'm really stressed about work, an empathetic response might be, it sounds like you are feeling overwhelmed. What's been going on? This shows you understand their emotions, not just the fact that they are busy. Number two, build trust and rapport. When people feel they are likely to trust and confide in us, empathy creates a safe space for opening and honest communication. For example, a colleague who is usually quiet open up about struggling with a project. Instead of dismissing it and saying, don't worry, we'll figure it out. An empathetic response could be, I can see this is important to you and it's been tough. Do you want to talk through some ideas together? This builds trust. Number three,
Hello, Mr. Anania.
reduces
Hello,
conflict.
hello, Mr. Anania.
Empathy helps to diffuse tense situations by encouraging us to listen and understand the other person's perspective, even if we disagree. For example, reduces conflict. Empathy, okay, we are number four, I believe. Improves emotional intelligence. Empath boosts emotional intelligence by helping us recognize not just others' emotion, but also our own. This self-awareness makes our interaction more thoughtful and effective. For example, a manager notes that a team member has been usually quiet during meetings. Instead of ignoring it, they might approach them privately and say, "I have noticed you have been quiet lately. Is everything okay? I'm here if you want to talk." This shows both empathy and emotion intelligence, addressing potential issues early and fostering support. Number 5, encourages openness. People are more willing to share their true thoughts and feelings when they know they will be met with empathy and understanding. For example, a child admits to a parent that they are scared about a new school. Instead of dismissing it, "You will be fine, don't worry," an empathetic response would be, "It's normal to feel scared in new situations. I remember feeling that way too. Want to talk about it? What's worrying you the most?" This encourages the child to express their feeling openly. Number 6, strengthen collaboration. In a workplace setting, empathy improves collaboration by fostering better understanding between team members. People work more effective together when they feel heard and supported. For example, during a team project, one member seems disengaged. Instead of assuming they are not interested, another team member might say, "I noticed you have been quiet during our meetings. Is there something about the project that is wrong, that is worrying you?" This opens the door to resolve any issues, showing empathy and helping the team collaborate more smoothly. Number 7, and I believe it's the last one, provides emotional support. In times of difficult, empathetic communication provides emotional support by recognizing and validating someone's feeling. Example, a friend shares that they have lost their loved one. Instead of offering solutions or gratitude like they are in a better place, an empathetic response might be, "I can't imagine what you're going through, but I'm here for you if you want to talk or just need someone to sit with." This shows you are attuned to their emotion state and ready to offer support without minimizing their grief. Yeah, yes, the last part, conclusion. Empath is crucial in providing communication and building stronger relationships by enhancing understanding, building trust, reducing conflict, and promoting openness. Empath make our conversation more meaningful and help us navigate both personal and professional interaction with care and compassion. Now, at the last part, we have an education video. But before we proceed, if any member has any addition, question, you can share them.
The importance of empathy. We all live in our own version of reality, a reality that is limited by our senses, our temperament, and our own experiences. It is the only reality we will ever truly know, but it is crucial to our personal development, our relationships, and to society itself that we make the effort to try and experience other people's realities as well. This is done through empathy. Simply stated, empathy is an active attempt to understand another person's perspective, their emotions, and in essence, their reality. We are social animals, and our ability to communicate and understand each other's emotional states is key to maintaining our relationships. So it is little wonder that the ability to empathize is hardwired directly into our brains. One area that assists in this process is the right supramarginal gyrus, which helps us to distinguish our own emotional state from that of another person, and plays a key role in our ability to observe and assess what other people are experiencing. Studies from neuron science journals suggest neurons in our brains that cause us to mimic the actions of others. That is why when we see someone yawn, we will often yawn in reply. And when we observe someone experiencing joy or pain, we experience the same sensation to a certain extent. But these reactions are primarily driven by subconscious reflexes. In order to be truly empathic, you have to actively think beyond yourself and your own concerns. You can develop this empathic skill by practicing some simple habits. Be observant of others. We tend to spend the majority of our day dwelling on ourselves, caught up in our own daily routines and digital distractions. But taking the time to observe others around you is a good first step in developing your empathy. Watch and wonder. Try to focus on the person's state of being rather than categorizing or labeling them. Ask yourself, what kind of day are they having? How are they feeling? Challenge yourself to genuinely care Curiosity about others is the first step to expanding your, especially a heated one. Most people form of communication is more verbal combat than an exchange of ideas or opinions. Avoid this reflex by slowing down. Rather than rushing to reply, take a moment to consider the other person's statement. Ask follow-up questions to better understand what the speaker intended. Try to understand their emotional state and the deeper motivations behind their statement. What life experiences led them to their current worldview? Remember, you don't need to share someone's opinion in order to understand it and acknowledge it. And listening will help inform and expand your own opinion. Open up. Learning more about other people's experiences is a key element to seeing the world through someone else's eyes. But it is also important to open up about your own feelings and experiences. Empathy is a two-way street that at best is built upon mutual understanding. Through a combination of uncovering the deeper motivations of someone else's position and expressing our own underlying concerns, we often discover a shared commonality, even with those who hold different beliefs than ours. Through the practice of keeping an open mind, empathy helps us challenge prejudice, find commonality, and expand our moral universe. Without it, we are apt to label people outside our circle as the other, the problem, or the enemy. These labels draw lines in the sand that prevent us from moving forward or growing. It cuts us off from the realization that the human experience is a shared experience. We have much more in common than we think, and are really just seeing small variations of the same reality.
Thank you, Mr. Anania. I request the participants to submit their doubts and questions in the chat box, and Mr. Anania will answer them accordingly.
Mr. Anania, there are some questions in chat box. Kindly answer them.
Okay. Beginning the question from Ms. Priya. How can practice empathy improve conflict resolution skills? Second question from how can empathy communicate? How can empathy communication? Yes, yes. Hello?
Please
Hello?
repeat. Please repeat your answers. Actually,
Hello?
your voice. Hello.
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Please repeat your answers. Actually, your voice is breaking, so we can't hear them. So, can you please repeat?
Okay.
Oh,
Number one, it's question number one is how can practice empathy improve conflict resolution skills? And in part B, what impact does empath have on listening skills, and why is this important for clear communication? Okay. Okay. Many conflicts are due to lack of listening. For instance, your partner may be speaking or complaining about something, and without listening, before listening to them and understanding their concern, you start to answer them before they have finished their point. So through impasse, you learn to be an active listener. Through impasse, you learn to be calm during conversations. So by practicing empath, it improves conflict resolution skills. Hence, one is able to be calm and be a good listener and ask open-ended questions to his partner or his colleague. By doing that, it reduces the risk of escalating to conflict. What impact does empath have on listening skills, and why is it important for clear communication? Empath play a vital role in listening skills. Hence, through listening, we have seen how to have we have seen the practical ways of showing empathy in communication. So by practicing those practical ways, one is able to be an active listener or being a listener and yes, one of the principles of empath is to be an active listener. So that shows the vital impact of empath in listening skills. It is important for clear communication because by being active listener, it enhance understanding, mutual understanding. Also empath, it enable one also it enable one to have emotional support to others. Another question, how can empathetic communication contribute to a positive work culture? Okay. As we have seen in our presentation, in work areas, the employees always feel safe under the management that they think or feel they are more understood and listened to. So empathetic communication, it can be whether from employee to employee or from manager to employee, contribute to a positive work culture. Hence, employees will be safe and feel open about their issues or challenges they face in their work to communicate with the management. Through that empathetic communication between the management and the employees, it creates a positive culture which provide a positive environment for the workers. Question number 3. Have you ever faced such situations in your work? Actually, yes. Okay, I remember during my previous work, my manager, he was not an empathetic person. Of course, you can understand he had to lead and that, but it was difficult for his employees to interact with him, and that of course was not good because the work culture, his behavior did not provide a positive working culture. Last question from Parashi: what does the empath play in reducing misunderstanding during conversation? Okay, during conversation, if you are speaking with somebody, or your colleague, or whether your friend, your younger brother, your sister, by practicing empathy or showing empathy in conversation, it prevents someone, for instance, someone is complaining about, let's say your partner at home, she or he is complaining about the house chore or anything. Through empathy, you can calm her down by saying that, oh, I did not know that you felt that way. Maybe she's complaining that you are not supporting her in her house chores or anything. Through empathy, you can respond through empathetically by telling her, I did not know that you are feeling that way. Maybe we can sit and talk it through together. Through that response, it can reduce conflict between the two of you. Thank you. If someone have another question or addition.
I have one more question. May I ask?
Yes.
I want to ask, why is empathy considered an essential skill for customer services and client interaction?
Why?
I'm asking, why is empathy considered an essential
Yeah.
skill for customer service and client interaction?
Client interaction.
Yes, client interaction and customer services.
Okay. Okay. It is vital because, firstly, the the fundamental principles, the foundation of empath, it's calmness, listening, showing, showing calmness, being listening and showing compassionate to one another. So it in client interaction, yes, it's very vital. Hence, it is more easily to interact with clients or any other people if you have empathy or you're an empathetic person. Hence, it's more likely to make them feel that they are being heard or they are being considered with their concern, and it enhances positive interaction. Due to that, they will be more likely to open and ask, which by doing that, it helps greatly in interactions.
Mr. Ananya,
Yes.
I have a question for you. How much can empathy help in building trust amongst employees or colleagues or our customers?
Come again?
I asked you, how much can empathy help in building trust among employees or customers or our colleagues?
Okay. Okay. Empathy help in building trust, like previously I have presented. Through empathy, if a person is an empathetic person, it's more likely for his colleague or employees to feel safe to open up about their feelings, challenges, or any other things that are bothering them. So in a workplace, for example, at work, when you're an empathetic person, it can play a vital role to engage with others. Hence, they feel safe to open up to you about their problems, challenges, or anything else.
Hello, Mr. Anania.
Yes,
Yes, myself, Anirudh. I have a question for you.
yes.
I want to ask that what role does empathy play in solving the misunderstanding between, the people?
What?
What role does empathy play in reducing misunderstandings during conversations? Like when two workers or family members are having a conversation and they might have some misunderstandings, right? So how does
Yes.
empathy help them to not create such situations?
Okay. Always an empathetic person, they are characterized by not being aggressive. Being aggressive doesn't mean being verbal or no, or in speaking. So if an empathetic person and another person who is not, they're having or a family member, they're having a conflict or misunderstanding, an empathetic person would calm down, through it enable the misunderstanding not to escalate. Hence, if you have someone is complaining and you don't just respond while they are speaking, or you ask them when they are open about their point, you ask about it more to find out more without just openly or generally responding to it. It can lead to further misunderstanding. Hence, it is not what they meant, but you have just take it generally and answer them. But if you come down and take time to ask a question about their complaint, you can further know what is wrong, or if you are wrong, you can know how to save them. But through coming down, it enable also them to come down and not escalate to misunderstanding, no further conflict.
Thank you so much, Mr. Anania, for answering my question.
Thank you. I see a question here. What does empathy? I believe I have answered it from the previous speaker.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Anania.
Thank you.
As we are near the closing ceremony, before we depart, we would like to thank Mr. Ananya, Dinesh Agarwal sir, Simran Sharma ma'am, Pradipta Mukherjee sir, and responsible members for making this webinar a success. ADOR is a global network of students and young professionals like yourselves, all passionate about inspiring youth to make a positive impact. We connect you with established professionals and offer a platform to learn from their journeys. So if anyone is interested, can visit the website. We have shared a link in the chat box. We request you to give your valuable feedbacks. Once again, thank you everyone for joining. The webinar is now complete and you may now leave the meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Anania.
Thank you.